Coming up on First at 4, a mudslide in Whitley County closes a roadway, causing headaches for several people who live nearby. And we are learning new information about a murder investigation in Whitley County.
Rain chances and cloud cover have been the name of the game for your Tuesday. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, a flood watch remains in effect for Eastern Kentucky for a little while longer as the rain continues to fall. Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery joins us now with the latest on the flooding threat. Andrew?
Well, we have some good news and bad news, Steve. First off, the good news is we could see the end of that line of rain now approaching the western portion of our viewing area. The bad news is it's still coming down for many locations and could cause a few problems. Let's take a look first into areas such as Whitesburg. You'll notice a very wet Whitesburg at this time with the rain, the reduced visibility, and the cloud cover, even as you work up to the north along Interstate 64. And we're watching radar over the past couple of hours here. You'll notice that line of showers and storms going to bring a quick downburst of rain as you work down towards Laurel County, Jackson County. This is expected to move out, and hopefully we'll begin to start to see a drier period by 8-9 o'clock tonight. You'll notice flood watches have now started to be expired or canceled over there to the west northwest, but still a decent chunk of us still under that until later this evening. Temperatures a decent spread from 56 in Hazard now to the 40s up to the northwest. We're going to feel that cold air come in and it will crash in behind this front. We'll be dropping to the 30s tonight with some drying in the forecast. The question is, can we dry out in time before our next system rolls in? Steve will have a full look at the next 7 days coming up in a few short minutes.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. A major mudslide has closed a roadway in southern Kentucky and created a headache for more than a half dozen people. The problem started Saturday, and today's rains could make it worse. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the situation in Whitley County.
Well, this is Bunches Creek Road off of Kentucky Highway 92. A man who lives on the other side of this told me that on Saturday he literally watched part of the mountain give way. He says it was one of the most alarming things that he has ever seen. Now, since then, the local road department has worked to try to clear all of this mud. One of the people who lives on the other side told me that over the phone that he thought he was going to be trapped in his home because of the mud, trees, and other debris that gave way. But the local road department has been working tirelessly since then, hauling away about 60 truckloads of mud and debris. Local officials say there used to be a strip mine nearby, and debris from that may have given way, causing the problem.
Between Sunday and today, I guess we've taken out around 60 loads of mud, and it's still coming down.
Now again, this roadway is clear for the most part, although it's a brown and extremely muddy. People can get by. The problem, though, is that with more rain comes more problems as the mountain continues to try to come down. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
People say the mud has also caused some structural problems to some of their property, but so far no homes have been damaged. Kentucky State Police have released new information about the murder of Billy Lawson in Whitley County. We first told you about the death investigation yesterday at 4. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds has more on 3 arrests in the case.
I talked to Kentucky State Police, who arrested 3 in connection to the murder of Billy Lawson late Monday evening. Police say 22-year-old Jordan Miracle and 27-year-old twins James and Jamie Muse were charged with robbery, tampering with evidence, and murder. Trooper Lloyd Cochran says at this point they believe the motive was robbery because the building where Lawson was found was some type of game room.
We'll know a lot more about time of death and the exact cause of death after the autopsy is complete. But we believe at this point that the cause of death is because of a stab wound.
The autopsy is being performed this morning and hopefully will give some more insight on what happened on Sunday. In Whitley County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, Hannah just talked to 2 of the 3 people arrested at the Whitley County Detention Center, and we'll have that for you coming up at 6. Negotiators on Capitol Hill say they have reached a deal to secure the border and avoid another shutdown. Congressional sources tell CBS News the deal includes nearly $1.4 billion for physical barriers, including 55 miles of border fencing, but no wall. A divided Congress needs to pass the deal to get it to the president's desk, and some conservatives are calling it a bad deal. President Trump also said he was not happy about it.
Study it. I'm not happy about it. It's not doing the trick, but I'm adding things to it. And when you add whatever I have to add, it's all going to happen where we're going to build a beautiful, big, strong wall that's not going to let criminals and traffickers and drug dealers and drugs into our country. It's very simple.
The president says he is still considering declaring a national emergency to get the money he needs to build the wall. If the deal is not passed and signed by Friday night, there will still be another partial government shutdown. Students, educators, and officials with the Kentucky Valley Educational Co-op joined together in Frankfort today for a call to action to revitalize schools in rural eastern Kentucky. Students also displayed work they have done in the region. WYMT's Connor James is in Frankfort and has more from the Capitol.
A busy day here at the Capitol. A lot of students and educators from across eastern Kentucky coming here to display everything students in eastern Kentucky have been able to accomplish, but also noticing some of the shortcomings in the region. One of those shortcomings being distance. How hard it is for teaching roles at the schools to be filled and other obstacles. But looking around the second floor of the Capitol building, you witness how students overcame those obstacles. Middle schoolers like this group from Floyd County creating life-saving technology to make sure children are not left in hot cars. Or this group from Harlan County who are working to provide homeless students or people recovering from drug addiction a place to live.
We want to change the narrative of what we're known for. A lot of times when people think of Eastern Kentucky, they think that we have students that struggle, but you know, we got some of the best and brightest that you'll ever find anywhere in the Commonwealth or in the nation.
One of the superintendents even pointed out that there are 47 teaching positions in the region that aren't filled, emphasizing how important it is getting teachers out into the region. I'm in Frankfort. Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
Several local legislators joined a group of superintendents and pledged to continue to fight to make sure schools are a high priority for them. Hundreds of teachers in Denver, Colorado are continuing to strike today after more than 15 months of failed negotiations. The walkout affects about 71,000 students. About 2,100 public school teachers went on strike yesterday after a round of last-minute talks broke down. The two sides disagree on pay increases and bonuses for teachers in high-poverty schools and other schools the district prioritizes. District teachers want lower bonuses to free up money for better overall salaries. At his father's campaign rally in El Paso, Texas last night, Donald Trump Jr. touted young conservatives while also seemingly calling teachers losers.
And you know what I love? I love seeing some young conservatives because I know it's not easy. Okay? Keep up that fight. Bring it to your schools. You don't have to be indoctrinated by these loser teachers that are trying to sell you on socialism from birth. You don't have to do it.
As you might imagine, there was some harsh backlash on social media, including from some educators. The city of Richmond, Virginia plans to honor tennis great Arthur Ashe Jr. The council voted last night to rename one of its streets after Ashe. He died at the age of 49 from AIDS-related pneumonia in 1993. Ashe was the first African-American man to win the men's singles title at Wimbledon, the U.S. Open, and the Australian Open. His nephew was among those who long fought for the change, and he welcomed the council's vote.
It allows us to continue to remember what he did. Not just for the older generation, but for the younger generation that's coming also.
Supporters say the name change will honor his legacy and promote racial reconciliation. Times are getting tougher for the solar power industry. According to the Solar Foundation, 3% of the people working in solar power lost their jobs last year. That marks the second straight year of declines. The foundation says most of last year's loss can be attributed to tariffs President Trump imposed that make imported solar panels more expensive. Uncertainty over incentives in states like California and Massachusetts also contributed to the decline. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Tuesday afternoon. The Dow closes up today, more than 372 points. Retired NASA astronaut Mark Kelly is running for U.S. Senate in Arizona. He announced his campaign in a Twitter post today, calling it his next mission. He said his campaign will focus on affordable health care, job growth, climate change, the economy, and stagnation of wages. Kelly is the husband of former Democratic Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, who survived a shooting in 2011.
Winter storms are hitting both coasts. I'm Wendy Gillette with who's getting the snowiest February in decades.
And while they're dealing with snow, we're dealing with the rain. We'll break down the evening hours coming up.
Keno night. You ready? Choose your numbers, choose your wager, add the multiplier for a shot at $1 million. Or add the bullseye for an additional prize. Yeah, you're ready.
For years, our law firm has been promoting adoptions at the Floyd County Animal Shelter. When you adopt a four-legged friend, you not only enrich the life of the pet, but bring great joy to the adopting family. Come visit the Floyd County Animal Shelter located behind the Mountain Arts Center and bring your new best friend home today.
Kayla Campbell is with Andy, a 3-year-old hound mix who's ready for his forever home.
Pet of the Week is sponsored by Pillersdorf, DeRosset, and Lane Law Offices. We fight for the underdog.
At work, we do a lot of live shows with crowds. I used to sit up there and not really know who was looking at me. I was finally tired of contacts and glasses, tired of paying for contacts, and I just decided I need to get these eyes fixed and move on from that life. Able Eyes was great. If someone asked me if they should get LASIK, I would absolutely recommend it. At first, like many people, I'm hesitant, but after going to Able Eyes and they walk me through it, I know that it's a quick and painless process. If somebody was thinking about getting LASIK, I would absolutely recommend it, and I would recommend going to Dr. Able. And I recommend going to Able Eyes. They were the best.
Class, what's the most important thing that Eastern Kentucky has to offer?
No!
No?
What is it? What's the most important thing that Eastern Kentucky has to offer?
It's you.
Me?
Yes, you. You are our future.
Kentucky River Community Care knows our children can make a difference. That's why we offer services for children of all ages in all 8 counties of the Kentucky River region, because children are the future of Eastern Kentucky.
Monster Truck Mayhem and Carnage in the Corbin Arena at the Kentucky Ag Expo Center. The Monster Truck Nationals, February 15th and 16th.